evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We are The Real Pineapple. This is Hunter here. I'm here with the pride of Idaho, Scott. Scott, how you doing, sir?
Doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well, my friend. And back from his becoming, it's all these vacations Colin's been on. Colin is back, sir. Welcome.
It's good to be back. I'm happy to be with everybody. So let's do this. Let's review a movie.
Let's review a movie that Scott has been casually joking about us reviewing, and
for a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask when this movie came out, but that was just completely ruining the moment. So continue.
Oh, we are talking about the classic Academy Award-winning film, The Boss Baby, that came out March of this year. By the way.
Okay, so it's been a few months.
Yeah, and so of course this is a classic film starring Alec Baldwin as the Boss Baby.
Baldwin.
Can we just say that, dude? What did we watch?
We watched The Boss Baby, Hunter. What do you think we watched?
I was so confused. I was like, "What is happening?"
Okay, so while I was watching this, I came up with a big list on my on my phone. I'm gonna be real candid with everybody real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Is everybody ready?
Speak, preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Okay. So when I jotted down all these notes, all these talking points,
Yeah.
I may have been smoking weed.
What, sir? Please.
But that hasn't been proven.
Okay, not here or in a court of law.
That's true. What, Colin? You can't smoke weed. It's a gateway drug. You can't.
Well, that's why I probably didn't. You know. But
that's why it's a may or may not have.
Yeah, this is a may or may not have situation. So, any case, so I want to bring up my first point that I wrote down. So, what do you think as far as this movie being compared to Inside Out?
So it's not
Go
even.
ahead.
Sorry, it's not as good as Inside Out, but
like the storyline.
I mean, it is kind of like Inside Out, I guess, with the whole corporation. I'll be honest with you. I was sitting there watching this movie and I was thinking, this plot is a lot more complicated than it has any right to be for a kids' film. I was just. Did anyone else feel that, or am I just dumb?
Towards the second half, yes. I would
Yeah,
agree with that.
because
The whole the main idea of this this whole thing is cute until it turns into a whole big thing.
Yeah, you find there's this baby corporation and shit.
Yeah. So let me lay out why I thought it was at least like Inside Out.
Okay,
The main reason I thought it was like Inside Out was that the start of the movie is this this young kid who is basically just everything's going good for him. He's doing everything fun and he likes, and then so in Inside Out, the main thing is the daughter gets moved to San Francisco and then she has no friends and everything's terrible and everything goes awry, and the big thing that's going on in her head is all of the people in charge of her head that's designed to be for Inside Out. The only relation I had for this to Inside Out was that a similar thing happens where the main character goes through a trauma and he's dealing with everything that's going on. It's a new baby coming into his life. He's not the main shit on the block no mo. All of a sudden it's Alec Baldwin.
Good
just
God.
But it had initially I was like, oh man, this has a good premise, and then from then they were oh, you know how Pixar does everything really well and they think about every decision they make? We're just gonna say F that, we're gonna go in any direction we want. And then, I mean, I swear, initially I was oh man, this could be good. And this is DreamWorks, by the way, DreamWorks. We all know Shrek.
Yeah.
And we all know the DreamWorks pictures. This is DreamWorks, by the way. it's
We
not
better take
it's
all
not
of
so hot from then. So I mean, Scott, take it from there, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, I didn't see Inside Out, so I
Wait,
can't.
what?
Yes, what? I
You've
haven't
never
Inside Out
seen-
yet.
so
Okay,
what's it?
I'm sorry,
What
go
was
ahead.
your initial impression of like the first 20 minutes, though?
First 20 minutes was like, okay, I realized that this movie was, the whole movie, like, that they're alluding to was like a metaphor for, it's a very specific metaphor of being, like, a big brother and having, like, a new baby come in and how it feels like the baby is the boss and blah, 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 blah. It's just, it's like personifying all of this into an actual boss baby. And that's was like, I really enjoyed that, like you're saying, first 10 minutes. And, like, and then I could see how it started to turn into this whole different thing
Yes.
that really wasn't even relevant. And I'm probably going to disagree with this movie, with this. I would disagree with you with this movie, but I understand where you're coming from, where it takes a whole turn. I went into this movie with just like, I was in a great mood. I was probably, similar headspace that Colin was, just like, let's get down on some animation. And I know DreamWorks was behind it, so I mean, it looked pretty, and I don't know, I didn't hate it. I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me for it, but I didn't hate this movie.
Well, you know what I hate, Scott? Let me tell you what I hate.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Is that I agree with you. I was sitting there.
What? Yes, thank
are
you.
you
Hunter. I'm
kidding
so
me?
happy you said that.
Am I
I'm
the
so
odd
happy
man
you
out on
said
this?
that.
Because I thought this movie was horrible.
I'm sorry. I was sitting there watching
Yes,
it. And
Hunter.
Okay, you guys go ahead. You guys just go ahead. I'm gonna sit back and listen. I just have to hear what you guys have to say. That's crazy to me.
So here's the thing. The movie starts off. What's the fucking kid's name?
Tim.
Tim. So Tim. It picks up kind of in this kind of up style where, as far as the narration, it kind of it catches you up pretty quick. He clearly loves his parents, and the relationship he has with his parents, I think, is just really sweet. It shows about him, having this really vivid imagination, and I don't know, like that. It reminded me of how I would write stories as a kid, and how he just likes being around his parents and sharing that stuff with them, and I don't know, man. It kind of melted my heart a little bit. So when this little asshole kid comes in, played by Alec Baldwin, who was just fucking with him for the sake of fucking with him, it made me laugh, and I thought the conflict was. I can Scott. I don't know about you. Can you feel the laser beams from Colin?
I know. I can feel it right now. He's seething.
No, you're good. No, honestly, I promise I'm not mad. I'm more interested just to hear what you guys have to say. I'll have my day in court. I'll present my case, but honestly, dude, I'm totally chill with you guys not liking this. I'm interested.
Okay, fair enough, but I thought that's where a lot of the humor came for me, and I do think the first half of this movie is stronger than the second half. Would you agree with that, Scott?
Yeah, totally, for sure.
Because it really is Alec Baldwin as the baby just fucking with this kid, and Tim pretty much wanting to kill him. There's a point where he's about to use his bouncer or whatever and slingshot him out of a fucking window. I was like, Jesus Christ! Tim just snaps. He can't take it anymore. And I thought, yeah, I can't blame you, kid. And I don't know. I watched it, and Alec Baldwin, yeah, he's doing kind of that Russell Crowe thing where he knows he's getting paid probably $10 million for voicing a fucking baby. So I mean, he's only putting so much effort into it, but. I don't know. There were some jokes that made me laugh. Whether it was
there's a lot of business jokes.
There's a lot of business
jokes. First class, because he's the business. He's the fucking boss baby. So he's all business. So he's got lots of business references and jokes and stuff like that.
I did think it was funny how Tim has this little kind of stuffed childhood toy called Lamb Lamb, and there's a point where the boss baby, it just has a box cutter to the animal's neck. It's I'll cut him. It's Jesus Christ, all right. And there is this scene where they're talking about how love, the boss babies explain how love is blocks, and how, you know, there are only so many blocks to go around. And it's kind of fucked up how he breaks them down and goes, oh yeah, so I'm the new baby, and yeah, fuck you, basically. I don't know. I found myself liking it, and there's a chase scene for tape, because he records the Boss Baby. I thought the scene for the chase scene, I thought was surprisingly well done. Scott, kind of your thoughts, man.
Yeah, I feel like this is a movie that I usually wouldn't like, so I totally get where Colin is right now. Even though I haven't heard him give his explanation yet, I have a feeling
it's coming.
Yeah. I get that, and I even wrote down that the plot was like where it goes is a little bit. I mean, not a little bit. It's very ridiculous. The thing that gets me is, and I didn't think that it would, is like having like a little cute baby with Alec Baldwin's voice was like way more entertaining than I thought it was gonna be.
I agree.
Like, I thought it was gonna be a stupid, cheap gimmick, and I think I usually would, but it was silly, and like all of the other little babies that talked and stuff, like DreamWorks does a great job of making something look shiny and adorable and perfect. True. When it has that like weird voice behind it, it just, I don't know, it's out of the ordinary, and I think that's why I had more fun with this movie and didn't take it as seriously. And I think if I did take it seriously, then I probably wouldn't have liked it. But just the mind space that I was in was like, I just kind of take it for what it is kind of a pretty movie, and there's a few kind of clever jokes, even like for the adults as well. But like the whole plot, like I can't really even back that at all, because it takes a really weird turn.
So So I just kind of want to touch real quick on that weird turn. So then you find out that who was basically this kind of like head boss baby, the formula milk he was drinking stopped working because he was lactose intolerant, and he became an older baby, and
Francis is a super colossal big fat boss baby.
Yeah, no,
God.
Yeah, no, it gets fucking ridiculous. So like Colin not liking it, I totally understand, because he's totally right. Like for the second half,
I haven't even said anything yet.
Yeah, he needs to.
No,
say
I know, but I'm just saying.
You can't start arguing against me if I haven't said anything.
Oh no, I'm not arguing against you. I'm agreeing with you before you even say it, because there is some shit that just happens where you go, wait, what? And I just, you know, even where at the end where he gets like tossed into a cake where it says you are promoted, he's like making angels in the cake. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like it and they're like spraying him with milk and shit, and he's still in the suit. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like I fully acknowledge it, but DreamWorks, I mean, look, their record is hit and miss. You know, for every Shrek 2 and How to Train Your Dragon, you know, there's those shitty Madagascar movies were B movie. You know, I mean,
hey, the penguins are great.
Yeah, the Penguins in Madagascar is a great movie. The Madagascar movies themselves are not very good, but
the B movie looked better than Madagascar, though.
Okay, I'll give you that much. The animation was very pretty on it, but that's kind of, they actually did Captain Underpants, and I actually really enjoyed Captain Underpants actually. So I mean, they've done some stuff that's. Oh god, they did Home. I fucking hated Home. Sorry, but anyways, like they've done some stuff that's actually decent. But yeah, this plot gets way too clever for its own fucking good.
So why does the baby roll up in a tux like right off the bat?
Because it's been decided. It's been decided that because he doesn't laugh when he's tickled. That he's like a serious dude, and he needs to stay a baby forever.
The parents are just like, this is our baby? I don't get it.
That's the way shit works. Okay, so this is what I think happened when they wrote this movie. Like, it started with the idea of like, oh man, I'm getting a baby brother, and he's gonna take over this place, and everything that happens with that.
Right.
And then they just completely expanded beyond that to like, where do babies come from? Oh, maybe one's a fucking boss baby. Maybe they make ones that are regular babies and one that have suits. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That still doesn't answer why anyone would think it was logical that a little tiny baby would be walking up to them in a tux.
Colin, I love you, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. That was the first time I had. I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, so I only say that and I only argue that because like at the start of the movie I'm just like, what are we dealing with here? Because like this is ridiculous. Like at least, and I say it compares to Inside Out because Inside Out was like it has good animation. This has good animation. DreamWorks. The people that work at DreamWorks are no slouches. They do a good job. They do like, you know, they're right there with Pixar competing. You know, they clearly don't have the better screenplays to work with, but that's okay for them. But yeah, I don't know, like, the Boss Baby. The funny thing about the Boss Baby is probably, you know, Alec Baldwin. He's basically.
Did you get the? Yeah. Did you get that? Like, was that like silly to you at all?
I actually liked it. So I like Alec Baldwin doing shtick.
you do. Yeah.
I do like Alec Baldwin. So like anytime Alec Baldwin's like doing some shtick, doing something funny, like I loved him in 30 Rock. Some people are like, you know, like 30 Rock's whatever. I really liked 30 Rock and I really liked Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock. So this is just like Alec Baldwin doing his 30 Rock deal, except in a Boss Baby. I felt like there's a lot of like, you know, Jack Donaghy in this baby.
Totally. Yeah,
Like-
because Jack Donaghy's the boss.
Jack Donaghy is the 30 Rock boss, so I think like he's Jack Donaghy. He's like doing all the Jack Donaghy stuff. He's just like, you know, this. Now I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm gonna like, you know, I'm gonna pencil that in. You know, he's doing all the boss stuff. Okay, so this is the point that I thought was very interesting. Did you guys notice when all of a sudden he was like pressuring someone to suck on his pacifier? Like it was like
Yeah.
straight up like sexual harassment. Like it was like making fun of sexual harassment in the most hilarious way to make fun of sexual harassment. Which is like, it was like I like covered my eyes and he was just like, suck it now, do it so you don't get in trouble. It was like he was trying to make this, you know, make the other babies suck on the pacifier, and I was like, Jesus, I think this is like a total like sexual harassment dig. I think this joke is like real dirty, and hopefully no kid will ever understand it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
think-
As far as that goes, I had a good time. what are you guys thinking?
Well, one other thing though is that they really, even with the pacifier thing, it takes them to this like virtual reality version of Baby Corp, which they never explain how that kind of works, why he has to suck on it or anything, or why the technology.
This whole thing, like, okay, like I feel like that's why the way that I interpreted this movie had a lot to play with whether I liked it or not, and I interpreted it as like this big fantasy that like just like this boy's imagination, because half of this movie, what you see is not actually what's going on. It's
which
just
is
this
really
kid.
well done.
Yeah, which is this kid's just imagination. So I took it as like maybe the majority of all this stuff is like in his imagination. Like even so, like I took those. No one gave me an explanation as why they're sitting in a room next to each other sucking on pacifiers. Like I didn't really like question that. So I was like, oh yeah, whatever. You know, let's do this. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, and there is a chase scene
Let's
between.
do this thing.
There's a chase scene between Francis's like head man, dressed as a woman, ironically enough, and he's chasing the kids like on a like a red wagon. And I don't know, man. Like I thought the animation, like the action scenes, and I kind of use that term somewhat loosely, but I don't know. I'm watching it, and I just thought, yeah, this could have been a, you know, this could have been a.
There's very few things that make me happy than you saying that you didn't hate The Boss Baby.
I didn't.
I've been riding you so hard to see this movie.
You
and,
have.
And like now that you've finally seen it, it just brings me a little bit of joy that you actually.
This is kind of how I felt when I got out of the girls' trip, because I was ready to go on the girls' trip, just ready to rip it apart, and I left there thinking, damn it, I actually kind of enjoyed that. And this kind of falls into the same camp. So getting to my final thoughts here in my grade, oh God, I can't believe it. The animation's really good on it. I thought
Christ.
I thought the animation was good. Some of the jokes did land for me. It almost has like almost like a manga style, like the way the action scenes are filmed. So they're exciting, and I don't know. It was sweet at points. I can feel Colin's probably gonna just.
What are you talking about? I'm not saying anything.
No, I know, but just even the Jesus Christ, it's like, why do you guys like this? But I'm gonna give this. Oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm gonna give it a B minus. I'm going to. I didn't hate it. You can put this on as a virtual, a babysitter for your kids, and trust me, you could show something way worse. I mean, yeah, I thought this was fun, and hell, maybe your siblings, maybe your kids will get along better after watching, these two siblings bond. But yeah, so B minus. Yeah, I can't believe it. Scott, we're saving Colin for last. Scott, kind of your final thoughts and your grade, sir.
I was really expecting to not enjoy this movie, and I was prepared not to. But like I said before, hearing Alec Baldwin's voice coming out of a little cute baby, and I don't know, him acting like a little businessman is just. Maybe I'm just getting older, but that shit is adorable. I'm sorry. There's some cute jokes in there, like when he farts and there's baby powder on there, and there's a little, or when they come out of the butt of the bouncy house, that was kind of funny.
Oh, sorry, real quick to interrupt you. That part where they steal that file and they have the Raiders.
Yes, I was gonna say that the Indiana Jones remake scene was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry. Lots of ridiculous things like the guy who runs Puppy Corp.
Puppy Corp.
Puppy Corp.
What did you just say?
Puppy Corp.
Puppy Corp.
Yeah, where all there's Baby Corp and there's Puppy Corp, and the babies need the love, and the puppies don't need the love.
What about
and the
Forever
babies need
Puppy?
to get more love, and then they come up with the Forever Puppy, and they love you forever because they're always puppies.
Nobody wants babies then.
Nobody wants babies anymore because that's how babies work. Yeah, I think. A lot of very silly, stupid things that happened in this movie. I just wasn't in that mindset. I gotta.
Where you going, Scott? Where you going?
I'm gonna give this one a B for Boss Baby.
Boss Baby.
Go take your baby. Go see, because this starts off. It feels like a really like a movie for a young child because it's so sweet and innocent. And then it kind of turns into kind of a more raunchier in certain aspects. I don't know. I enjoyed myself, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Colin,
I think Colin's got a poop. I think Colin's got a poopy diaper. That's what it sounds like.
I'll show you a poopy diaper.
All right, go ahead, man.
So, I think this. I think this movie started out, and I was really excited. I thought the way it started out with, the main character being very a part of the process, and everything going on. That's why I thought it was like Inside Out, because in Inside Out, the girl moves to San Francisco, and she becomes, depressed, and she deals with everything there. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, super hot. Yeah.
So in this story, the kid is he's hot shit, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have a kid. He ain't gonna be hot shit no more." And all of a sudden, he's just regular old, yesterday's news. So I think that the movie was interesting for a while, But like honestly, when the baby rolls up and it's Alec Baldwin, and he's just like in a suit, and I'm just like, what are we doing here? I was like, what is this movie about? The baby is rolling up, and I was like, why do they have a baby? They didn't really like act like, you know, his parents were pregnant to the fact where they were gonna have like
they were. They alluded to her being pregnant.
Well, yeah, but they alluded to her being pregnant, but no pregnancy, like no like delivery happened. Like the delivery was him like rolling up in a suit.
But see, that's why I think it's all in his imagination. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
No, honestly, like keep chiming in because like that's totally fair. That's so okay. So even if that's the case, so the little kid is just like stoked. He has a little brother now, like the baby's in a tux for some reason because that's what his mind thinks. Like what happens after that? This baby's a dick. Like he keeps like ordering everybody around. He's like, oh yeah, I'm the boss. Honestly, there's this scene where he just like is totally talking about like getting his pacifier sucked. Like he's just like, suck my pacifier, like no one will know, just like fucking do it. Sorry, I don't mean to be explicit, but that's almost what happens in the movie. Which I thought was funny. Okay, anyway. Alright, so the Boss Baby, it was like, this is why it's better than Norm of the North. Norm of the North.
Wow, you're setting the bar pretty damn low.
Damn, that is really low.
Norm of the North is like the most horrendous, most awful, like animated thing in the world, right? Like if you watch Norm of the North, like you watch it and you're just like, geez, that was done by no one that knew how to do anything with it when it comes to CGI. But like if you watch, you know, the Boss Baby, like, you know, you got Alec Baldwin, you got some pretty good CGI. It's good stuff. So, I mean, in that sense, it's alright. I thought it was funny that Jimmy Kimmel and Lisa Kudrow were the parents.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi was apparently Francis, which is also very funny. I mean, I definitely laughed a lot. I laughed a lot during it. I don't know. Should I give it my grade?
Yeah,
let's
man.
hear
What you
it.
got?
I think the Boss Baby is going to be a C. You're a C.
Big ol'
Boss
C.
Baby. Yeah, sorry, Boss Baby. You're a C.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna go way lower than that. I thought we'd be in D territory.
I don't think it would have argued with somebody too like fiercely if they gave it a D.
Oh no, I wouldn't either. It's just, you know, maybe it's because I was high, but I'd probably just be like, well, like,
Yeah.
you know, the CG
That's.
is fine.
I mean, if you get,
I think
anything
I
from
like
this
Alec
podcast-
Baldwin. I think Alec Baldwin actually entertained me.
Oh,
Let's say I wouldn't give Alec Baldwin a D. That guy's super funny.
And that should be the one thing you get from the show is that when you go see kids movies, make sure you're high. You'll like them every time.
Yeah, kids.
Great
If there's
advice.
anything you need to take away. from
Everybody
this.
listen to Scott.
You ever see a
Yeah.
shitty movie? Try to see it again high. See if that doesn't change your mind.
Probably gonna like him more.
A little
Yeah.
lesson to the kids out there.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, we
His
love you.
daughter's really hot. Yeah, Irene Baldwin, or Ireland Baldwin. Irene Baldwin. That's kind of weird. But
IP freely.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah, I don't know. This exists. I mean, it's not like this will be. That's
It's
the
not
thing.
great.
It's
not great.
Yeah, I mean, I left not the theater that we just rented this on Amazon, but yeah, I just kind of left and I went, okay, this is a thing, and I just wasn't angry, but it is pretty silly at points, but
Not great.
Yeah, Colin loves it though. So, Colin, be honest. The first time if you ever meet Alec Baldwin, the first thing you're gonna bring up is the Boss Baby. He'll be like,
I love
"Oh,
Alec
you-
Baldwin. I would probably bring up 30 Rock because I'm a big 30 Rock fan.
Fair enough. I hope there is a fan that would bring up the Boss Baby before they bring up 30 Rock.
Oh, no, I love 30 Rock.
Yeah.
I'd probably bring up the sweaty balls, I think.
Oh,
great call.
that's Saturday Night Live. That's still Tina Fey. She wrote that.
Well, he's going to take credit for it when I meet him.
Should probably lick on your ball sack.
Oh my god! But guys, have you seen? Were you fortunate enough to see the Boss Baby?
Boss
Let's-
baby, boss baby, boss baby.
Let us know what
No?
you thought.
Alright.
Let us know what you thought in the comments below. You can follow us here on SoundCloud, iTunes, Podbean, and Google Play. Subscribe, please, at the Real Pineapple. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. Like us on Facebook at the Real Pineapple. You can follow Colin on Twitter at.
The Real O'Neill.
You can follow Scott on Twitter at.
Newman the First.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll have reviews up this weekend for. Oh god, what does come out this weekend? I'm totally blanking.
Real Steel.
Real Steel does not come out this weekend. I can't tell you that.
Re-release.
Hopefully, because Cinemark for some reason is not showing anything. Hopefully we'll have a review for Ingrid Goes West. They have not played in Reno. Reno, get it together. Damn it, I want to see that. It looks really fucking awesome. And then we will have reviews up for Logan Lucky and The Hitman's Bodyguard. Guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.